Multicolored cataract is the name of this presentation. Well, why multicolored? Because we're going to see different shades, different colors of the cataract in this film. By this time, trypan blue has been instilled, anticapsular has been stained, and HPMC has been instilled, and here we can see such a beautiful cataract with white spoke-like opacities, with light yellow background, and over the top of it blue stained intracapsule. So now I started initiating the Capsulorhexis. I have raised a flap at 12 o'clock, and gradually I am going to move the flap using bend needle cystitome. In this case, I am going to perform manual small incision cataract surgery. The grade of the nucleus is slightly on the denser side, and I am aiming to have a sufficiently large capsulorhexis, although the pupil is not very well dilated. Still, nonetheless, I wish to get a rhexis of about 5.5 to 6 millimeters. Here now I am using micro rhexis forceps to just complete the rhexis. In this case, after completion, I feel that the rhexis was not of the appropriate size. It was slightly on the smaller side. I intended to continue the rhexis along the margin of the dilated pupil. So in a moment I am just going to extend it using a micro scissors. Here it goes. A micro scissor is being taken and a small nick is given at the intercapsular margin. Now using a micro rhexis forceps, again from the same side port, I am going to just enlarge the rhexis along the pupillary margin. So the rhexis has been properly enlarged. After enlarging the rhexis, now is the time to make the conjunctival flap. Many students would ask me whether it is desirable to do a rhexis first or a tunnel first. Well, that is personal choice. You can do both ways. But if you are doing the rhexis first through a side port and tunneling afterwards, make sure the antechamber is properly filled up with viscoelastic so that we don't have a loosening of the pressure gradient, and the eye should be slightly on the tighter side so that we can have a very nice and smooth tunnel. So after doing some gentle cautery, after raising the conjunctival flap, the bleeders are taken care of, and now I'm fashioning a frown shape incision about 6 millimeter in size using a 15-degree lens tip blade. Now using a crescent blade, I am just starting to initiate the tunnel in a wriggling motion. First in the center, the bevel is up, then gradually the tunnel is extended on the left side. Scleral pockets are made. I am taking care that I should have a sufficiently large inner opening because the lens nucleus size is slightly on the bigger as evident. Then the tunnel is extended on the right side. With the same wriggling motion, the bevel of the crescent is turned upwards. Scleral pockets are being made, and a very nice trapezoid shaped tunnel is being created. Using a 2.8 keratome, I am opening the tunnel, center, and then cutting while moving forwards just to have a very smooth inner opening which is parallel to the limbus. And now I have opened the tunnel. Gentle hydrodissection is done. Very small amount of fluid is injected. The other side is rotated. It is like tumbled so that the entrapped fluid is removed and the nucleus is rotated. The mobility of the nucleus is confirmed. Putting some HPMC to create some space, and I'm going to use 2 Sinskey hooks now to gently just wheel out the nucleus out of the capsular bag. One Sinskey pushes the nucleus slightly sideways, The left one and the right one just hooks the equator and lifts the nucleus up. And now using both the Msics, in a bimanual way, the nucleus is wheeled out, and when you can see the density and size of the nucleus is covering almost the whole of anterior chamber. Now it's time to remove it. Some visco is still behind and some in front to protect both posterior capsule as well as the corneal endothelium. Now using the phaco sandwich technique, Msics goes in first and the nucleus is entrapped between the two instruments and gradually taken out with the smooth delivery. Majority of the cortex and epinucleus is just irrigated out using the irrigating jet of the bimanual irrigation. After the irrigation of the anterior chamber, I am going to use both irrigation and aspiration through side ports. The tunnel is very nicely self-sealing, as can be evident. Using bimanual irrigation, aspiration helps in forming the chamber, and there are very less chances of chamber collapse if we have got a very good tunnel. One side of the cortex is removed, hands are switched, cortex from the other side is now removed. Vacuum here is about 350, bottle height about 110. Cortical aspiration is done. Now is the time to implant the intraocular lens. The capsular bag is filled up with HPMC, and a single piece monofocal spheric intraocular lens foldable is implanted into the capsular bag. Leading haptic goes in first, followed by the trailing haptics, which will be dialed in just a moment. And the trailing haptic is also dialed into the capsular bag. Now using both the bimanual irrigation and aspiration, the retained viscoelastic is now being removed. This is edited video. I had also removed the viscoelastic from behind the lens using the irrigating jet of the irrigation handpiece. Lens is well centered, although the pupil has come down a bit, which was expected, as we didn't have a very good dilatation at the starting of the case. So that's it, the case is done. Side ports are now being hydrated. Both the side ports are hydrated and the chamber is very well formed. Still, in all my SICS cases which I perform from superior incision, I always prefer to put one Tenno nylon suture to counteract the against the astigmatism which would have been caused by this large incision. Although if I do a temporal SICS, I don't prefer to put a suture, and this helps me to take care of the astigmatism post-operatively. And in a moment I'm just going to tie the suture, and after cutting the ends the knots will be buried. It will be 2-1, and that's it, the suture has been put. Ends are cut now, and the suture, the knot has been buried inside. The conjunctiva will be closed by using cautery, and that's it, the case is done. Hope you like the video. Do like, share and subscribe my channel. Share the good ones videos which you like, and keep following. In case you want to have any other video, do comment in the comment box. Thank you so much.